Hi. Welcome to the Two Takes podcast. I'm Logan,
I'm Mason.
and today we're going to be touching on some. We're going to touch on MLB, NFL, and NBA. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter podcast today. Just getting the news and stuff out of the way that we've missed over the last week, and school is almost out, so that means we will be posting way more than what we are.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll touch up on the NBA playoffs. The Reds, how stupid they've been doing lately, and the Bengals owner mistakes and some NFL moves. So let's get into this. So we can start off with the Reds right now. Their game is in the delay. Um, but what's your takeaways from the Reds lately?
Um, Kind of. Well, look, that 10-0 game in the first inning topped the.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to hang myself after that game. Oh my gosh, they started coming back. I was like, it's just typical Cincinnati fashion. I mean, we just can't have a big win and keep it going.
Yeah.
Like we just can't. We just gotta be stressed. No wonder why the average probably live rate in Ohio, from what I would guess, 22 years
Yeah,
old,
that's why everyone moves
because all the
out.
heart attacks that people have from the sports. I don't blame them because I've had about 100 of those, especially last year with Cincinnati's
Yeah,
last
Bengals.
game of the season versus Denver, not counting all the other 17 games.
Oh my
And
gosh, that
then,
Denver game.
huh?
Oh my gosh, that Broncos Bengals game.
Oh my God, that one me. I was so I was so bipolar throughout that game.
I wasn't even celebrating at any point whenever we got close.
Oh, I was like, oh, so happy when we scored that last touchdown, and then they drove
Yeah,
down. I was like, oh, they're
I
gonna
know. Yeah,
score.
you caught that over like the two
Yeah,
guys.
well, because I knew Matthew was gonna say something if they did score, and
Yeah,
I was like, here we go. And they threw the touchdown. And I look over at Matthew. He looks over at me, and he's like, just Cincinnati tradition. I was like, yep. I mean,
but
it's just
yeah, the
embarrassing.
the Reds lately they've just been inconsistent like last year. I know like Frank Connor is a great head coach, but you can't fit it. It's just the Reds are too young. Um, it's just a problem. They People have expectations for them, and they don't live up to it. They have too high expectations for them. One day the pitching does really good, but they only get 2 hits that game. One day the pitching does really bad, and the Reds get 12 hits in the first inning.
Yeah, and then
Um,
almost let it come back.
yeah, and then they come back, and it's not consistent. The only thing that's been like kind of consistent, it's the kind of the starting pitching. I'd say that's probably the best so far. It's just injuries are killing them. They have like 21 injuries already. Um, but what would your grade be through the Reds' first like 42 games for the Reds?
My grade,
Yeah, like out of
um,
A,
let
B,
me get.
C.
We're right below like 500. Like we're right on that edge, right?
Yeah, 20 and 22.
Yeah. Okay. I'd give them a C plus. I mean, I think we could definitely do way better than what we're doing. We're such a young, good, talented team.
Yeah.
Um, it doesn't help with Hunter Green being out when he was hurt. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
just everyone's just getting injured, and if they can stay
Yeah,
healthy, they
just
can be good. It's
oh
just
my gosh, yeah, we could be. I don't know. We are losing the easy, really easy games that we should win.
yeah,
We play the White Sox this week. I'm pretty sure we should
a
sweep that
three
series.
game series, but you'll never know. It's the fucking
Right.
Reds.
You never know.
But the last
The
10
rest
games,
we
the
could
Reds
go.
are 3-7.
Yeah. I mean, we should have been beating almost every team that we've played the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And
so they played against the Astros. Astros took that series 2-3. Yeah, 2-3. They play against the Braves. Braves took that 3-1, and then they lost the series against the Nationals, which that was not that good.
oh
And
yeah,
then they
man.
and then they tied the series with the Cardinals 2-2. So they got
Yeah,
the White Sox, Guardians, and Pirates, and then Cubs. So they
yeah.
should beat the Pirates pretty easily.
Pirates for
Guardians will
sure.
be pretty hard. Hopefully they can win 2 out of 3 against the Guardians and then
Cubs are going to be easy.
sweep the White Sox. Yeah, Cubs are good.
Yeah, they're really good.
Um, but you gotta beat the best to be the best. So, um, we'll see with the Reds. Their hitting's just so inconsistent. They need to send
They're
Matt McClain back
so
down to
bad.
AAA.
I don't know,
Like
like that
the
one game.
pitchers are doing good. Trevino and Austin Wins, like they're
Oh
hitting like
yeah.
300s.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. So I gotta. How do we? which game was this? I think it was forget. We had Ellie De La Cruz on second base, 0 outs, and we
Oh, it was the
go
Braves game.
the
Whenever they
Braves.
went
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah, the
11
Braves.
innings,
Yeah, yep. How did we not score?
they had two opportunities. Guys on second, no outs,
And
no
it's Ellie
outs,
De La Cruz.
and yeah, Ellie's on base, and you can't get him in. Are you
How do you not get
serious?
Ellie in? You just got to hit a
He could
freaking
literally
bunt
steal
ball and he's
home.
stealing the base.
Yeah. My gosh, that's
Oh,
just how
it's so embarrassing.
inconsistent. And then the next two games, and then after that, they lost in 11 innings, and they lost 3-0. Watch it.
Yeah.
I want to show you this. For Friday, May 9th, they lost to Astros 3-0. Right.
Yep.
Saturday, May 10th, they beat the Astros 13-9, 10 runs in the first inning. Guess what? Next game, May 11th, 0-6. They
Yep.
scored 13 runs in that
That's just
whole.
how we're so
Yeah.
inconsistent. So dumb to watch. If we could hit at least like we can, at least we could. I don't even know. Our pitching is not even really the problem for real. It's really
Mm-mm.
our batting. We can't get on base. If we could get on base,
No, they can get on base. It's just they can't
or
score
not
whenever
on base,
runners are
in
in.
scoring runs. Scoring runs. Yeah.
Yes,
If we
whenever
could
they're in
score
scoring
some runs,
position, they can't get them in.
no, we always fail in the clutch, and we need to if we could fix that up, we would be probably one of the most dangerous teams in the league. One
I
of them.
swear, the Reds are. They always have bases loaded every single game. I promise you,
Oh
they
my
always
god!
have bases loaded.
And guess what? It'll be 0 outs, and we'll still find a
Yeah,
way
I
to
know. Yeah,
hit nobody home.
double play. Then the guy
Yeah,
gets out at home.
play. Then oh my gosh, that's the
Triple
Reds.
play.
Yeah, they'll find first triple play that I've seen. And God, I don't know if I've ever
Yeah.
seen a triple
But the Reds, they can be good. They need to beat these teams though. Like the Astros, there's no way they should be losing two out of the three. Braves, they should have
play
won. They should have split that. Every single game they had an opportunity to beat the Braves, and they didn't at the end. They lost
every time.
4-5, 2-1, and then 4-0.
Yeah,
Like
I don't
that's both
like. How
two
do we
games
not?
by one.
Oh my gosh, it's so stupid and it's really annoying on
Yeah,
how inconsistent this team is. It's literally like the Bengals.
yeah. Except
Speaking
the
of the
there's a
Bengals,
lot of different. Yeah. So before we get into NFL, NFLs will be fun. But just giving a real quick recap of the Reds. They've been okay lately. I think they need to. It's just a thing. It's just a Cincinnati thing. We don't spend money. We don't spend money on good
uh,
players. We don't nothing. It's just that
in
it's in
Ohio.
their pockets. They want it. Um, Bengals do it. Reds do it. Um, they don't spend money, and they got to spend money to win the World Series. My dad
Hmm.
showed me a video, saying
It's I
that
don't
if
know. I don't know why
whenever
we
they
don't.
have,
I mean, look, I would talk about the Cavs too when we get in the NBA, but we're not going to do it right now. But I don't like the Cavs, so
yeah, but just talking about the video real quick. My dad showed me this video, and while they have like these young talents like Matt McClain, Ellie De La Cruz, and like this stuff, they need to spend money right now. I'd rather take a World Series in these next 5 years while they have Ellie and Matt McClain and all this potential, and not sign them. Like
hmm.
if they don't get like build around Ellie and Matt
Oh my
McClain
god.
and get them right in these next 5 years, what's the point? This is your opportunity. You have guys that will be on World Series champion teams on your team
Oh
right
yeah.
now, and you can't waste them now because this is the Reds. You know they won't spend money for these big top players that are in free agency. The Dodgers or Yankees or Mets will get them. Right
Yeah.
now is the opportunity. You don't need a lot. You just need experienced players on that team.
Hmm.
So you need that right now. I'm fine if they need to get players, good players, experienced players that will help the team out, and they win a World Series in these next 5 years. And then after that, they restart because they're going to be a team that's always going to be young because they'll never have experienced players because they'll never sign a player throughout the career.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I just wanted to get that point across because I think it's an interesting point. But it says on here the Reds play at 7:14 tomorrow. Mark that on your schedules. Not 7:15, 7:14. Um,
Incoming 0 point game for the Reds.
yeah, but yeah, right now the game's delayed. Hopefully they beat the White Sox.
Is it in Cincy?
Yeah, it's in Cincy right now.
Okay.
Um, but going to the NFL, I'm right now watching the Cavs Pacers game, which this game will be probably good. unless the Pacers don't miss a shot. But going to NFL, there's a couple we can talk about. The other NFL news real quick. George Pickens to the Cowboys. I don't know what they got. But what are your
Oh, I
takeaways from
saw
that
it. It was
trade?
like a third and a fifth round pick,
Yeah, what was your
something like
takeaways
that.
from that trade, and who won that trade?
Jerry Jones finally did something. Dallas won it. I say. Third and a fifth round pick for a receiver that valuable. Him, CeeDee Lamb. Who did they draft? Who did they get? Jaden Blue, I think, from Texas,
Yeah,
and
something like that.
Dak. All of them and Jake Ferguson and that O line that they got. They got Tyler Booker. I'm pretty sure he went to there. I'm like 90% sure he got drafted by the Cowboys. That Cowboys offense is going to look dangerous this year. I think if Dak, this will really be the answer. If Dak is the answer, is Dak the answer to Dallas? If he is not, they have Joe Milton. I
Do you
don't
think he
know
is?
who Dak.
Dak Prescott is the answer?
I don't know. I don't. It's kind of hard to tell because he's had really good offenses in the past, and you've seen what he's really done with them. It's barely been crap. It's
Yeah,
kind of embarrassing, but also he's made it to the playoffs most usually, and he's also gotten hurt in the last couple of years also. So it's kind of I don't know. It's really bouncing me back and forth depending if he is the answer. I think this year will for sure tell because with that offense, there's no way he finishes with a bad season unless he is
yeah,
not the answer. If so, I would say either work on getting rid of him. I mean, they did re-sign him. It was like last year or something to a big deal. I'm pretty sure. So I don't know how that would go, but I don't think he'd be the answer if this year isn't good.
yeah.
What do you think?
Um, but I think the Cowboys definitely won that trade. George Pickens is the thing is if he's a problem on the field and off the field, and if he can
Huh.
control himself, he has all the talent in the world. He just
Mhm.
needs to use it. And I wouldn't want him on my team personally. I think he's just a problem. I think he's just a distraction. Um, but maybe he'll fix it. It's just I don't know. CD's kind of a problem. Um, but I don't know. George Pickens and you knew that Steelers were going to trade one of them, George Pickens, because imagine having George Pickens and TK Metcalf. That's the
Well, I
last
mean,
thing
they've
you
had
want for a
better players in the
quarterback.
past.
What?
They had Antonio Brown and freaking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they always have problems on their teams, but I can't. I don't know. Definitely, if Will Howard starts, like imagine that for a rookie quarterback, having George Pickens and DK Metcalf as your receiver. What happens if you overthrow them? They won't. They'll kill you.
Yeah, they're gonna run at you, do the Miles
Yeah, I
Garrett
know.
thing.
Yeah, I know. Like I would hate that for a rookie, any rookie quarterback. It's just not fair to them, and that's how you ruin their career.
Yeah,
Um, so different experience. So I guess maybe he'll handle it better. Um, but we'll see. But definitely George Pickens won that, or Cowboys won that trade. So going to NFL schedule releases tomorrow at like 7 o'clock, I think, or something.
maybe.
Um,
Wait, what'd you say?
NFL schedule, like full schedule release is tomorrow.
Oh, frick! I thought that was on Friday. It was supposed to drop.
Yeah, well, there's some leaks that came out. Like the first NFL game is like the Thursday night game is gonna be Eagles Cowboys for Thursday night football, opening the season. That game, the Eagles will probably win that. They put Cowboys because that's all the money right there. Cowboys and
That's always a that will be
that
the
right, yeah,
big,
that's a good rivalry too. Yeah,
really good rivalry to start off the
yeah,
season. And that offense versus that defense, that's gonna
yeah,
feed families.
yeah.
Hopefully,
But NFL schedule release is tomorrow. Um, and now going to the Bengals contract stuff. Right now, first and second round pick isn't practicing because they haven't signed deals with the team yet. Shamar Stewart and that linebacker Demetrius Knight Jr. I
Demetrius Knight
think.
Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, they aren't practicing right now, and that's always a bad sign because you always want them to come in and make an impact, especially
Uh
on
huh.
defense. They need help on
Start. Oh
defense,
my God, yeah. And
and they aren't even
also
practicing.
Trey Hendrickson is
Yeah,
holding out to play
yeah. They said
under contract currently.
he said that if the Bengals don't give him another contract, he isn't playing under his contract he's playing right now.
They gotta trade him, I
Um,
think. This guy's
yeah,
bad.
there's sides to both of it. I think whenever a player does that, I see him as a problem. I
Yeah.
think he's a distraction off the field, and
Uh-huh.
I know he had a breakout. Yeah, Hendrickson. If you're wanting more money than what he's I think he's scheduled to get like 16 million or like
Hmm.
26. It's one of his 26 or 16 million, and you're asking for more money whenever you've asked for contracts the past 3 years. I think it's just a problem off the field. I think he's a distraction.
I
I know
agree.
Jamar Chase did it too,
But
which I think that was a
so
distraction too. I think that Chase that wasn't the best for the team, and he still had one of the best receiver careers ever or seasons ever. But I think it's a distraction for watching your not having your best defensive player there, and I think it's just bad showing on him. And if he doesn't play, he's just ruining his career. I think that's more of his fault.
that's his
Because you've
fault.
seen
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell, he sat one season, and
Never been the same.
yeah, never been the same. So
That was
if
a
you sit a
monster.
football season, that's a big difference. So
Yeah. I can take this into actually perspective for me because I did it in sixth grade. I played. I know it's little leagues or whatever, so it's not the same or whatever. Fifth grade, I played. Sixth grade, I sat like I didn't play. Um,
yeah,
and then seventh grade, I came back, and it was just so hard to get back into the thing. I didn't even start all of seventh grade. I barely got in. Eighth grade, I
yeah,
started. Freshman year, I started, which all that. I mean, it's just really hard to get back into. It's like kind of if you. I don't know how to describe it. I would say
yeah.
like it's just a weird feeling. It's not easy to come back from. You got to get back
Yeah,
into it. You
especially
got
in
to learn
football.
everything.
Football's definitely
Yeah,
football and baseball. Um, but yeah, if he sits out, I think that's more of his fault. But I think it's also the Bengals. Bengals are right now in a hard situation, and whenever the Bengals are in a hard situation, it's always bad.
yeah.
So, so yeah, that's our takeaways from the NFL. I wanted to skim past the NFL real quick. We'll have more time, definitely, like an hour podcast. Right now, we're trying to rush in our podcast because we need to get ideas out and well, we need to get what we're talking about so we don't get too far behind while still talking about the stuff. So we'll leave this last like 10, 15 minutes for the NBA. NBA has been pretty good lately. I know the Celtics, Jason Tatum just got a surgery on his right Achilles torn. Um, which we can get my takeaways. I want to hear yours for right now, but what's your so we can start with what series you want to start with first?
Let's start with the. I want to leave the OKC and Nuggets. That's the best series so far. I'm gonna let's go with the Denver or no.
Really?
What?
That's what you think the best series is so far?
Oh my, yeah, 100%. I'm gonna go. Let's start with Timberwolves and Golden
Timberwolves
State.
and Warriors. All right, what's your takeaways from that series?
Hurry, hurry, Curry, Curry. If Curry comes back tomorrow's game, I don't know if he will. I don't even know if he's cleared yet. If he does, I feel like the Warriors are gonna have a big shot if he is fully healthy. If he's not, I think the Wolves might win in five. I don't know if Jimmy Butler and them can get it done. Is like, I mean,
Jimmy
look,
Butler's
I thought
washed.
they were gonna get it done the other night, but they didn't. And it's hard to see a team who doesn't have their big player, their leading star in and it's not easy to come back or to play with that, especially with the team you're playing, Anthony Edwards and that.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say it straight out. Timberwolves from five. There's no way the Warriors come back.
You think so?
Um, yeah, there's no way. Curry, if he does, they're all rush him. He definitely won't be ready for the next game on tomorrow at
Yeah.
9:30. It's at Minnesota. Two of the three next games are gonna be at Minnesota, and that environment is crazy. Um, and I know Curry's him and everything, but I've watched the Celtics in the past couple years. Whenever you're down 3-1 whenever they're down against Miami Heat, that game 7, you are tired, you are exhausted because you've put so much in these 5, 6, and 7, 5 and 6, um, and you're just exhausted for game 7, and the other team really isn't because they haven't been going all out for these last 2 games. But I think Ant-Man is one of the best NBA players right now. And he's one of the youngest too. Um, but the Warriors, I think they needed to win game 4 or game 3 to have a shot. But with Minnesota going up 3-1, they just got to win one of the next three, and they
Yeah,
win
well,
the
I
series.
think because Curry did it. If Curry is back tomorrow and healthy, I haven't heard anything yet. If he is back and healthy tomorrow, he came back on the front on best OKC with Russ and KD, 3-1, down 3-1 in the series. He was down 2-1 against Boston in the finals a couple years ago. He was
Yeah,
down
the
something to
difference is he's
Memphis.
older.
He is older, but I think he's still as dangerous as he is. He's
Yeah, he's
literally
definitely dangerous. I think that
the one
I
game he was in, they won.
yeah, I know, yeah.
And if without him, they would have been swept.
But I
But
don't know
with
if they can do
Curry,
it 3 games in a row.
I don't know because Curry is the rock to that team. He's the main thing. Him Butler is more of a team player. Curry is a huge. He's good everywhere. Buddy Hield is a team player. Draymond is Draymond, and it's really hard to beat a team who has nonstop people who have one, they're veterans. They've done this before, and two, they also know how to preserve energy if it's needed. I feel like if Curry's back and they get 1 or 2 wins back, I feel like Game 7 for the Warriors could be a possibility.
Really? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. But I don't see it. I think that Timberwolves,
If he comes back, though,
yeah, I don't. If he wasn't, was it even a discussion that he would come back yesterday?
I haven't heard nothing. So
Yeah, because if they're not even talking about it, how is he gonna be fully healthy in 2 days? Maybe if I would maybe see if he was fully healthy for game 5, but they would even give him like a questionable. I don't think. I think they just called him out.
if I were him,
Um,
I'd play like 1 quarter.
yeah, but even Ant Man even said he was like, "You guys trying to get to game 6?" Yep.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that series has been good. We got about like 5-10 minutes left. Celtics Knicks. We can recap that series real quick. My takeaway from that series. I don't know. Knicks, I don't think aren't that good. It's just I think the Celtics they're shooting horrible and making stupid decisions, and Knicks are just getting the better side of it. And last night, I think they could have won that game last night, but then whenever Jason Tatum got hurt, I think that's what killed them, and they were too worried about that. But one thing that made me really mad about last night is whenever Jason Tatum tore his Achilles, they didn't even stop the game. Like they
Yeah, they
just
kept
kept on
going.
playing. And the Celtics had to waste their own timeout to get a guy that tore his Achilles off the court. And I think that's a major problem because that was Celtics' last timeout and they had to use it. Now, there was still 2 minutes left in the game.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I don't know. I think the Knicks are the better team this series, but I think overall the Celtics are a way better team than the Knicks. But maybe that's just me. But I think the Celtics are a better overall team than the Knicks. And if the Pacers end up winning against the against the Cavs, I think the Pacers will beat the Knicks.
You
What are
think?
your takeaways from that series? Yeah.
You saw Jason Tatum have 42 points. He was balling out. He was having a great game. Celtics were doing really good. Brunson couldn't get stopped though. He had 39. People don't even talk about how he had 39 points. Also, you need to if you want to get a guy going, you got to stop the other guy. It's a battle between Brunson and Tatum is out now. I think the Knicks are going to take this in 5 due to Tatum's injury and the way the Celtics have been shooting. I don't think Jalen Brown and Al Horford, Porzingis, all them. I don't think they have. I think they have a similar situation to what the Warriors are dealing with right now, and I think
I
it's.
yeah. I still think that the Pacers or the Celtics would beat the Knicks without Jason Tatum, to be honest. But I think it's just because how bad they're shooting right now. It's the worst time to go cold, and they went cold in the worst time they could. Um, and the first 2 games they shot 25 for 100. you aren't going to win basketball games if you're shooting 25 for 100. Whenever
Yeah,
you're known as a 3-point team, one of the best 3-point teams in the league. And yesterday, what did they hang on, let me see. What did they shoot yesterday?
pretty sure they shot.
Game stats. They shot 38% from the three, so not
Yep.
terrible, but
Yeah,
still, I think whenever Jason Tatum got out, I think that's what killed everyone's vibe,
killed the
and I think that
spirits.
just ruined everything. But
Yeah,
yeah, Knicks, they just made every shot in the third and fourth quarter, which I think if the Celtics are shooting the ball better than they are, I think they could win without Jason Tatum. But I
I
think
think
right now they're cold.
they need to get their defensive thing figured out. Also, I think they're letting too much happen with Brunson. They need to control Brunson. Brunson's that
Yeah,
main piece on their team. If Brunson
they
is locked, there ain't nothing that team
yeah
can really do besides
they
throw
were
down their best
struggling.
cat.
They were struggling with the screens because every single time they would, if you watched it, they would screen whatever Drew, if Drew Holiday was on Brunson, they would screen Drew Holiday and they would put Al Holford or Kristaps Porzingis on Jalen Brunson, and that's
Yeah,
what it would happen every time. And then like Drew Holiday would start to come over, and then there would be a guy wide open. That's how they would score every time. That's what they were doing every play. That's why they scored every play.
yeah. I
Um,
barely got to watch that game, but
I
I
watched the
watched
whole
like a
second
two.
half. Something.
Yeah, I watched like 2 minutes of it. But
Yeah,
I would have. I don't know if they were, but I'd have them playing man defense and
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
Porzingis or somebody helping out like a little bit on Brunson, but also on their guys. It's like playing a little bit of space.
yeah,
I let those big guys shoot. Cat can't shoot for crap.
yeah. He has that good fadeaway corner.
Yeah,
He has that good shot, but every single time he complains about it's something new. Every single time he complains about
he's just his best
there's
spot.
something. There's something on the play that he has to complain about every single play. Holy crap!
It's
Every
like
single time I'm watching the game, I was like, "What's Cat though complain about now?"
it's like KSI versus Luis Pineda. I don't know if you ever watched that boxing match. My God, it's back of the head, back of the head, body shot, back of the head every time. It was just
Donovan Mitchell almost did a dirty dunk on someone.
yeah.
Um,
Speaking of that, let's go to the Pacers.
yeah, let's go
Cavs.
Pacers, Cavs. Pacers, man,
They're
they are
shocking the run.
dominating.
And
Yeah,
people who said that it was because they have the starters out, well, not you. They proved that the other night.
yeah.
How not?
It's just the Cavs. I don't like. I don't like Knicks fans. I don't like Cavs fans. I don't like 76ers fans. But the Cavs fans are. There's a new excuse for every game, and sometimes you just can't say excuses anymore.
Yeah,
I
I
think
used to choose
Indiana's
that
just.
with the Suns.
I think the Cavs are a better overall team, but I think the Pacers are playing better basketball than the Cavs are.
I think the
Like
Pacers
you're.
are just really. I said this at the beginning of the season. I don't know if I said it on a pod, but I did say this to one of my friends. I think Pacers are going to be a dark horse this year.
Yeah,
I said
definitely.
I don't think they'll get past the Cavs though, but they did, and they're going to. I believe.
Yeah, I think they'll maybe lose tonight, and then whenever they go back home, I think they'll win.
Yeah, I got
Um,
6.
yeah, but the Pacers, man, if it's like in March Madness, like whenever a lower seed beats a higher seed, you won't say they're a better overall team, but I think that other team's just
They
playing
just
better
played way
basketball
better.
than they are right
Yep.
now. I think it's just a case here where the Cavs are just cold right now, and Pacers are right now shooting the ball decently well. So I think it's just they're getting the better way of the Cavs. Um, but I love how people are saying Tyrese Halliburton's overrated. Man, he did. The Cavs fans were saying overrated, and then he had a game-winning three on him, a step back in his face.
I mean,
Man,
that's just karma. I mean, he did
yeah,
have
no,
3 points like a week, like one of the
yeah,
games.
but
So
still, he would get the job done.
he
I would
will.
love for him to be on the Celtics if they
And
were
if that was
building a
me,
team.
yeah, if that was me, I'm going 100%. I'm passing the ball. Then
Yeah,
they're gonna guard you regardless of how many points you have. You could be 0 for
yeah,
30. They're gonna guard you. And if you're passing the ball really well, and if you get a couple shots up, they're gonna
yeah,
stay on you because you're the key player, one of the key players to that team. And once you
yeah,
dominate
definitely,
that much, there's nothing they can do.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, the Pacers have been dominating the Cavs. Except for that one game whenever all the Cavs starters came back. But I think they'll take that series, and we can do it in like the next 2 minutes about the Nuggets and the OKC series. I won't give my takes on it. You can give your takes real quick while we finish up.
Yeah. With that, I think that is such a good theory. Um, and the Pacers or what the Nuggets were definitely slept on. I think there's people saying all they have is Jokic. Jokic isn't playing. It's over. Which that may be the case, but not always because when Jokic is is dominating the way he is right now, and he's not even
He's
having
unstoppable.
crazy games, he's unstoppable. No matter who you put
Yeah,
on him, they can't have anybody. They look. The OKC is a way more complete team than the Nuggets in every position. They're a young team. Chet Holmgren, Shea, Lou Dort, all those people. Um, I know the names. I just forget them right now. All those people are so good, but they're so young. They're like the Rockets. They have the same Rocket situation, and it's a really big difference when it becomes an age thing. We saw this in NCAA. We
yeah.
thought Duke was gonna play a big part, thinking that they were gonna lose pretty like Sweet 16 ish, maybe Elite Eight. We thought this was gonna happen because they were such a young team. They proved us wrong for a little bit until they played Houston. Houston had the good defense, and it was bad. And I think the same is going to play out here. I think Nuggets are going to take this one in 7.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that series will be definitely good. Next time we film a podcast, we'll definitely not rush it as much, but
Yeah.
we need to get something out, and it will be a better podcast next time. But thank you
Mason's
guys
dad
for
will be on
that.
this.
Yeah, maybe we'll get me, Logan, and my dad on it. Thank you guys for everything, all the support you're giving us.
Mm-hmm.
Keep on doing it. And I'm Mason,
I'm Logan.
and this is the Two Takes Podcast.
See you.